What's up, everybody? Welcome to KBVR Corvallis. As always, I am your host, Griffin Donnell, and this is Pop Culture Paradise. Today, we have an extra special show for you all. We're talking exclusively about The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild just came out last week, and we will discuss in that a little bit about our favorite Zelda memories, of course. But first and foremost, we do have the wonderful music this week. All The Legend of Zelda. This has been a Legend of Zelda medley done by the Hyrule Symphony when they came through the U.S. One of my personal favorite takes on it. We're just going to keep that playing in the background for a little while. But first, of course, let me introduce my guests. So directly to my left, who was kind of being blocked by a screen until I moved it, we have David. David, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great.
And directly in front of me, Tyler. Say it again.
Oh, hi.
You've been leveled.
Nice.
Guys, I have called you in today for a very important topic. The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, yes.
Possibly one of the most important.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So the reason I chose you two, and, well, if I chose, I mean I asked you two, is you two have been playing Breath of the Wild.
Yep, definitely.
Both
a
on,
little bit. That's a lot.
Yeah, you and I've talked. Both on the Switch, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been playing on the Switch too, and I gotta say, God, it's good.
It is so good.
I started and I think I spent the first 15 minutes just running around like, look at all of this. It looks so good.
Mm-hmm. But before we can do any of that, we have the first topic we are going to go over today, which is, drumroll please, or by drumroll I mean this. We are talking about Legend of Zelda memories. What was the first Zelda game that you guys played? Yeah, make you go way back.
Oracle of Seasons for the Game Boy.
Oh, okay. First one I played was Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm. Did you play it on 64?
Yep.
Yeah, for me, it was Minish Cap.
Really?
That's a great one.
Yeah, that was my first Zelda game.
That's it's not one you hear a lot about.
Yeah, no. I played all the GBA ones, the DS ones. I've played almost every Zelda game, actually.
I haven't played as many as I would have liked to, but I have played a few of them, and I've loved every single one I've played. But I think I've played like the ones that everybody's like, "Oh, you need to play these; they're the good ones."
Yeah, Ocarina, Majora, Wind Waker, Link to the Past.
I have not played Link to the Past yet. Do plan on it, but haven't gotten around to it.
Mm-hmm. David?
I have to say I really loved A Link to the Past. Like that was probably like one of the first like Zelda games I actually owned. Like when I first played Ocarina of Time, it was through a friend of mine. But definitely the handheld ones were mostly the ones I really loved.
Mm-hmm. I mean, handheld gaming is something that's really special. Mm-hmm. And like Zelda always felt right on handheld.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they did that well. But like I said, the topic today is Zelda memories. So I want to talk to you guys just basically simple. What is your favorite Zelda memory that you have? What is the memory that comes to your mind when you first think of The Legend of Zelda?
Morning of the second day. Can't remember.
Talking about Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Waking up as the Deku Sprout.
Yeah. Or
that was a good one.
I don't know, just kind of an overarching one, just pulling the Master Sword out, every time. It's like, what's going to happen, but it's just so rewarding, and it's just impactful every single time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
For
me,
me,
got to do it recently in Breath of the Wild.
I'm getting there.
For me, the one that comes to mind is when you first see Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time. When I first stepped out, because like I first played Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, mind you. Like I didn't have an N64 or any of that. Like I was after that time. But when I stepped out and saw that, because in my mind, this had only been a game on DS. I didn't even realize it was on 64. I realized like it was an earlier game. I didn't think, my mind didn't go to 64. But anyways, I come out to this field, this gigantic field. I'm like, I can explore all of this on a DS game, mind you. Like I was just, whoa. Just whoa. What was it like on 64?
On 64, well, funny thing, when my friend showed me this like Ocarina of Time, when he brought it over, the first thing I saw was Ganon's Tower. So I already had seen like, I had no idea what was going on, but I just saw this really cool dude in a green tunic with a big sword and a shield, and then like keys flying everywhere in that dark hallway, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get to play it all the way through for myself until like around when sometime during the GameCube's lifespan, when they had the Zelda Collector's Edition that came bundled with GameCube. It's like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah, I got myself one of those, and then that's when I like really dived into Zelda. Other than from A Link to the Past, was playing earlier than then, but yeah. In terms of Hyrule Field, it was super vast and just like, I mean, it was kind of just a little bit barren. Definitely not. I was playing on the GameCube, so the graphics weren't like super GameCube reminiscent, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, GameCube. GameCube had some really good games though.
Super Monkey
Yeah,
Ball.
definitely.
Super Mario Sunshine.
That's a good one.
Up there on the top. Oh, speaking of Mario, actually, brief aside, today is Mario Day.
Yeah, March 10th.
March 10th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
MAR10.
Mario.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, happy Mario Day, everybody. We're talking about Legend of Zelda.
Nintendo, it's related.
It kind of. Yeah,
Nintendo, it's related.
Odyssey. I'm trying to think of other
Potato.
Zelda games that have like actually kind of impacted me.
I just remember with Oracle of Seasons, the first one, I was pretty young, and I remember at points that there were points I didn't know what to do or where to go. And just as a kid, remember it kind of frustrated me, but as an adult, I actually still have the game. It's in my room at home, right in my apartment here in Corvallis. I went through and played it again, and I was able to really appreciate like how it was set up and the puzzles and all that. And it, even like playing it again, it was like, I was like, wow, this was really well done.
Yeah,
And-
like for me, I'm not great at puzzles. Like I can handle easier puzzles, but with the dungeon stuff, I would always have trouble. So I would always end up like looking up the guides and how to do it and stuff. The first time there was one Legend of Zelda game outside of Breath of the Wild, because I'm trying to do that on my own mostly, that I actually beat without a walkthrough. Only one of them. Take a guess at which one it was.
Minish Cap?
No. I didn't beat Minish Cap.
Was it Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
Really?
Majora's
Without
Mask
a walkthrough?
without a walkthrough.
I'm impressed.
That's
Possibly one of the hardest gaming things I've ever
I don't
done.
think I would have guessed Majora's Mask.
Yeah, no, it was Majora.
Okay.
This was, again, it was on 3DS. It was the first time I played it. Like, I had a
Okay.
bit more experience with puzzles and stuff. Plus, I was able to use the stick to look around to the world and see things from
Okay.
different angles.
I did like the ports to the 3DS. I thought
Oh,
they
yeah, I
were really
love
well
those.
done.
The only thing I used a walkthrough for with Majora's Mask was to eventually get the Fierce Deity mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted that so badly, but I did.
Fierce
Yeah,
Deity
I-
mask. I like the Fierce Deity.
Like when Majora's Mask 3D came out, after I bought it, I don't know, but during spring break, I completely 100% of the whole thing without a walkthrough.
Well done. No, it always seems like there's like a small dip in like everything else in my life whenever a Zelda game comes out.
Yep.
It shouldn't
I
be.
can totally relate.
And I know that it shouldn't be, but there is.
To limit myself with the new Legend of Zelda game, I have not been playing it at home. I only play it on campus in between classes. That way I don't
God,
just like
that's
rush through
dangerous.
it. Oh, believe me, the temptation to just pull it out in class and like the big lectures where you know you can't get caught or anything. It's it's real tempting, but I have yet to do that.
Yeah, I will take it to class, but I'll leave it in my backpack. Like I will literally like exclusively play it up here at OMN while waiting for a show to start.
Yeah.
That's same here. I'd bring it out during like passing time or something
Yeah.
when I have some time. Not during class.
It's been a good way. Well, you don't have to worry though, like about 100%ing it or anything. I was reading this thing online from one of the people at IGN, Alana Pierce, I think I said that right. She had beaten the game, played for about 60 hours, 10%.
Wow.
She's beaten 10% of the game. And she did like the mythical beasts, the Master Sword, Ganon.
Wow. Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive.
And 10%. Yeah, no, Zelda, what Nintendo is doing right now with the Switch, like, is just astonishing me with specifically Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I also, the Switch itself is, doesn't have as many problems, at least mine doesn't, that I've thought there's not a lot of bugs and glitches in how
likewise.
it works. It works really smoothly. It doesn't feel clunky. One of my favorite things that I think is not a lot of people probably think about, but something that was like really kind of interesting to me is that when you're holding it like in handheld mode, it's really well weighted. It sits in your hands nicely. It doesn't feel like it's really light and you're like but it doesn't feel like you're like having to lug it around. It just, it sits there real nicely. And that was something that I kind of appreciated because, I know that they were going with the idea, at least they wanted to go with the idea that they wanted to get away from having a console and a handheld, and they wanted to have just one. So the fact that they weighted it so that it doesn't feel like you're walking around a console was something that I thought was really cool that they did.
Yeah, it's a really impressive piece of tech.
It feels a lot like the Vita.
I knew that was going to come up at some point, and
but
all I have
with
to
a better set of games.
It's just better in general.
I mean, there was Uncharted on the Vita.
It's just better in general.
That's the only reason I got the Vita. That and Persona.
Persona.
Yep, those are the only two games I got for it.
I've never played Persona.
Resistance. There was Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but you can get Assassin's Creed on anything.
Those weren't really my games.
There was. Help me.
I mostly just used it as an RPG.
RPGs, indie machine. Severed. Guacamelee.
Basically.
Visual novels.
Yep.
How far into the game are you guys? Into Breath of the Wild?
That's hard to say. I mean, does the game keep track of like percentages? Because
it does, but you can only see the percentages after you've defeated Ganon.
Okay.
I'd say I'm up to my first dungeon. I'm in the water dungeon right now with like the elephant.
I just did that for me.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of it right now.
I'm trying to I'm just exploring right now. I managed to get Epona through some amiibos.
Oh, that's right. You can use
and
amiibos.
I found the Master Sword. And I'm working on trying to get that.
Yeah, you can tell me what you told me earlier.
Oh, so do you know how to pull the Master Sword out?
Yeah, I've gotten that far.
Yes.
I just don't have enough
hearts.
Yeah.
You need 13.
Okay.
I've got 4.
Yeah.
I'm a ways away.
So the thing about the Master Sword is that it is indestructible, so it doesn't have a weapon durability.
Okay, that's nice.
But
how strong is it?
It's 30 strength.
Ooh.
So it's pretty good. But the thing is that after you use it for a while, it has to recharge for 10 minutes. So you'll use it.
Okay, that's really cool. I like that they do that.
So it'll act like your weapon broke or something. I don't think it'll do the breaking animation, but you'll suddenly go away and it'll say it has to recharge, and you'll have to use other weapons for the next 10 minutes, next in-game 10 minutes. So if like you turn your Switch off for 10 minutes and come back, you won't have it.
Like you have to like actually be active.
You have to be actually.
Could you leave it on the pause menu?
I don't know. Didn't care enough to try.
I guess. Well, like when you think about it, like it works really well. Like it doesn't make it too powerful.
Yeah.
It's still very powerful, but not too powerful.
Yeah. The fact that it doesn't break is just a huge thing for it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of the things I'm really loving about the game is that it's very much a survival game. Like you get what you can and you use it until it breaks, where then you get enough of something, try to get something else.
Yeah.
Like I've been using, one second, get a cough. I've been using like the Guardian swords a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are pretty
really
good.
nice.
They're really fragile.
That's the problem.
This is my only problem with them.
I've been using them to kill other Guardians and then take their swords.
I've yet to destroy like those big Guardians.
Oh, I haven't taken them out.
Yeah.
I've taken a few of them out. Really, it's just about taking pot shots, finding the one angle.
Yeah.
So the first one I took out was on like this little like elevated thing.
Actually, that's not true. I have taken one out. Yeah, I kind of was just You're on.
Oh, that's weird because there's like static and then it's gone in my ear.
Oh, that's just your headphones.
Interesting.
No, yeah, it's there. What I've been doing is like I would hide behind a wall because the one I took out was the one on the Great Plateau. Like when you're right before that one like shrine where you get the bombs.
Yeah.
I would literally just hide behind a wall and would come out, just shoot it, and then hide behind the wall, come out, shoot it, run it into the shrine, get the bombs, throw the bombs at it.
So the fun thing about the bombs is that they do 1 damage to Guardians.
I didn't realize that.
You can upgrade them later to do 2 damage to Guardians.
2?
Yeah, I took a Guardian out doing nothing but that.
How long did that take?
I had to throw 250 bombs.
You counted this?
Also, when you upgrade it, they recharge real quickly.
Oh, okay.
So it
makes it a bit easier.
Well, think about it. They have 500 health. If I do 2 damage a bomb, I would need 250 bombs. Actually, I think I used more because I think I missed some because I exploded them too soon, but...
details. No, what are your go-to weapons, though, in Breath of the Wild? Like, I've kind of been trying to stick to swords, but, like, the spears are good. The boomerangs are awesome.
I really like swords just because the swords lets you use shields also, and blocking is such a huge benefit in the game. Like, I was really like, early game, it's not as big a deal, but it got to a point where I had like a bunch of like really strong 2-handed clubs, and I was getting destroyed because I couldn't block damage coming in. So your best bet is to use a sword and a shield. Late game, it is really nice. But early game, you can use whatever you want. Bows are kind of nice. You get some really cool bows later in the game.
Did you guys find the bow on top of the Temple of Time?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, bow?
Yeah. There's a bow up there.
In the chest? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally, like, okay, so I go into the game, and I see that this thing is the Temple of Time, right? Mm-hmm. First thing I immediately think to myself, I'm going to climb that and jump off. And so, what do? I climb up it, I fall off, and then I come back up and climb up. But I see this chest there, and I find it, open it, I go throughout all this stuff. Eventually I get to the part where it turns out, oh, hey, the guy's the king. That was completely obvious, by the way. That was kind of...
Oh, no, I did get that one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was just like, wait a second, I was already up here. But, like, the chest was gone. Like, it's just, like, the little details like that are what I'm loving about this game.
Yep. There's a ton of little details that they put in that I thought was really cool.
So there's a detail that I kind of was thinking about that I kind of noticed one day, and I kind of remembered when you were playing the melody at the beginning, is that there's no background. There's not like background tracks in the game.
There are, but they're placed well.
Yeah, but it's not like, when you would go into a place in other games, there would be a definitive song for that area. There's like some ambient like piano keys played occasionally and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like the way they do it is really nice. I want them to release this soundtrack because there's a good amount of music in there that people just miss. But like that's the wonderful thing. Like it's not just this game. I'm going to bring up Horizon for a second because Horizon does this too. They've ingrained the music into it so well that you don't notice it. That it is just part of the world. That's what I just noticed from being a music nerd, though.
Okay.
I love music. What can I say? But with that, we're going to take a quick break. I got a couple of PSAs to play. There's a little bit more music for y'all to listen to. When we come back, more Zelda. I've sent a tweet out. Any of you listening out there, tweet at me at GriffyDpad. Tell us what's your favorite Legend of Zelda memory, or if you have listened, if you have played Breath of the Wild, tell us your favorite part about it. Until then, here is some music that was used in Super Smash Bros., Wii U, and 3DS from the Legend of Zelda games.
Express yourself.
Challenge and inspire others.
Grow.
Learn.
Lead.
Speak your mind.
Share your soul.
Because it's your time to shine.
Orange
You're
Media
on
Network.
Orange
You're on
Media
Orange
Network.
Media
on
Network.
Orange
Media
Network.
Network. And your mic is on.
You're on the cover.
You're on the front page.
You're on camera.
You're on air.
You're on top of the
You're
world.
onto something big.
Are you ready? You're on.
You're on.
You're on.
You're on.
You're on.
You're on.
The Hearing Loss Association of Lynn and Benton Counties meets every third Thursday of the month at the Lebanon Senior Center. The HLAA Lynn Benton chapter is comprised of local, hard of hearing individuals who meet monthly to share experience, support, and friendship. Free and open to the public, you and your family members are invited to attend. For further information, you can contact John Hood Feisch at 541-220-8541 or at john@wwmore.com.
Don't care. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pop Culture Paradise on KBVR Corvallis. When we left, we were talking about Zelda, and now that we're back, we're still talking about Zelda. What can I say? We love this game, right, guys?
I mean,
Yep,
is
that's
there
true.
anything else to talk about right now? Like, I mean, why would we talk about anything else?
Yeah, fair
Zelda
points.
is love. Zelda is life.
Well, I mean, next week is Dead Week.
Yeah, and
Fair points. We were over the break. We
sometimes
got talking.
denial is all we have.
Fair, very fair. Mom and Dad, if you're listening out there, that's not true at all. During the break, we started talking about Hyrule Warriors. Just general thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on that game?
I poured a lot of time into that game just because it was a lot of fun, and especially because I played it with a friend. So we did the adventure mode. We cleared the entire map multiple times. Like we started over. And it was my favorite character was Volga. But I always played as
Volga
Link
was good.
because we always got the best gear for Link because everybody dropped something for Link for
Yeah, or even with the amiibos, like Link was always the go-to.
yeah. So
Yep.
my friend always played as Lana because for some reason, whenever he played as Lana, he would get really good drops for her. So she
that makes
was
sense.
yeah
Like she had some really good drops.
yeah.
Yeah, my go-to was always what was the Goron that you could play as in the game?
Darunia.
Darunia.
Yeah, I would always go for him because I loved his animations. Like that was the pure reason for choosing him. Is I just loved how he fought. Because it was a fun way to play. He's a heavier character. It's a little bit slower, but just the attacks can wipe out hundreds in one shot. And I absolutely loved him.
For me, it's hard to pick. I haven't played it in
Sheik
quite
was a
bit.
fun one. I like to play
Sheik is fun
Sheik.
to
Oh,
play.
Midna was good too.
I didn't play much Midna.
It was just cool to play as Midna.
There were some
the fact that
characters.
she was on a wolf,
Yeah.
There were some characters that it was a little like I'm not quite sure
like the
why.
bug girl. Well, whatever her name was.
Yeah. Or
Agatha.
Agatha.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
didn't
That's her
remember
name.
that.
I played Twilight Princess quite a bit.
I literally just remember her as Bug Girl.
Bug Girl. I mean, you're not wrong.
I really enjoyed playing as Linkle.
Oh, Linkle was
Linkle
fun to
was
play.
fun.
Linkle's really fun to play.
It was such a stupid story that she
yeah.
had.
I also loved playing as Tetra and Toon Link quite a bit.
Toon Link was fun.
Toon Link was fun. Did you guys play as much as King of Red Lions?
I played a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't ever play as him. How was it?
I like his attacks. They have a really big AoE. I'd say I didn't get to fully upgrade him all the way, so I haven't seen all of his moveset.
True.
But I thought he was a decent character.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a fun game. But the best part about Hyrule Legends for me was the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Like we
soundtrack
talked
is
about
great.
this a little bit over the break, but just to rehash for listeners, basically, like the reason I love it so much is it took all of the wonderful Zelda soundtracks that we already know, the ones from Ocarina of Time, from Majora, from Wind Waker, from all the other games, and took them and basically just made them rock and put guitars in them and just made it awesome.
Yeah, they decided to be a little bolder with their choices there.
Was that a joke?
That was a very, very good pun. You get it. That was actually
Boulder,
good.
rock.
You could say he couldn't make the link between the two.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Do you need some more time?
No, it's
I was
fine.
worried Griffin was gonna like kick me out for a second because I said it and I immediately made eye contact with him and he was just staring at me and I'm like, is this it for me?
Is this the end?
No, that was pretty good actually. I can't give you too much. But hey, listen, we've got some awesome ideas. Did we talk about Breath of the Wild much during break?
I don't think we
little bit.
talked about exploration and all that, how
Yeah.
much exploring we've done
yeah.
versus actually playing like the story.
Yeah.
This game is really more about the exploration in the
So
world.
the fun thing about this game is that it's actually really more open world than their past open world games, where it's not like you have to play this dungeon to get this item to move on to the next area
I
of
would
the
say,
world.
like in this sense, it relates most to the original Zelda game.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can go anywhere you want right off the bat. Granted, there are a lot of places you shouldn't go
And if
because,
you directly go to Ganon's castle, you will die.
hey, not if you're truly great.
Not if you're a speedrunner.
Yeah,
If
speedrunners
you're
like
not
to
a
do.
speedrunner, you will die.
Yeah.
No, I tried.
Did you?
I immediately
I have
tried.
not tried to fight Ganon.
I have not
I've-
either. I decided to.
I didn't make it. The Guardians killed me on the way there.
The Guardians are
okay. Not doing this.
yeah. They're,
Like my, I knew I wasn't going to survive. I just wanted to see how far I'd make it.
you didn't even make it to Ganon.
No, I didn't. I didn't even make it to the castle.
That's incredible.
Like I was just taken out by the Guardians almost immediately.
yeah.
Because like at the beginning, you were so weak.
Yep.
Like coming into this world. And you actually that's why it tells you to go do all these things. You have to build up the strength to fight Ganon. Fight Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, it actually does the real nice where it comes back and it's like, look, you're real weak right now and you need to do this. And as you play, even though like not a whole lot changes besides you getting more heart containers, you actually get the sense that you're getting stronger. In the beginning,
you're learning how to fight certain enemies.
Yeah.
You're
in the beginning of the game, I remember purposefully avoiding like a lot of enemies just because I'm like, I don't want to fight them because I don't think that's going to go well.
yeah. Like I still do that.
Well, yeah, and now it's like sometimes I avoid enemies just because I don't want to waste the durability of my weapons, but I can fight anybody I want and feel pretty confident I'm going to win. The only things that like I would probably be a little concerned about are like those big centaur guys.
Oh man, those things are terrifying.
They are.
So it's like there's the point that I just played through. There's one like this guy. One of those guys has like all of the shock arrows that you need to take out one of the guardians. Did I get that right?
Divine Beast.
Divine Beast, yes.
That's right. Anyways, I tried to fight him the first few times, and every time he killed me in like 1 or 2 shots.
Yeah.
Eventually, I realized, okay, I'm just going to sneak around, take it, and I go. So eventually, I get the 20, and I see him. He sees me, and I just book it. But instead of running down the hill, I ran up the hill.
Hey Griff, do you want to talk about how you fought the first portion of the Divine Beast?
I will get to that because it's really
real
funny.
funny.
It's really funny for people that have played it.
Okay.
But basically, I see it, and I didn't tell you this part earlier. But did either of you walk up the mountain instead of going back down?
I did walk up once just to like find more arrows, to find like one more arrow.
Yeah. Well, so if you go all the way up, there's a sign up there that says, there's a sign.
Jump at your own
Jump
risk.
at your own risk.
Uh-huh.
And if you look down, the Divine Beast is right there.
Yes.
Yep.
So I was like, should I take it on?
Did you try going straight to it?
No. God, no.
Did you jump?
No, I did jump. Because I jumped and paraglided down to where I was supposed to go. But it was like, it's so cool that like I could have just tried and take it on right there. I definitely would have lost.
Oh, sorry.
No,
did
you're
you
good.
Finish? I did the exact same thing. I jumped off there and went straight for the Divine Beast. And if you touch it,
it like does a
thing. Force field and it pushes you into the water.
And you will drown.
Yep. That is exactly what happened to me. Because I wanted to land on it. Because I'm going there anyway, right?
Yeah. Well, no, you gotta talk to that guy because he's how you float.
Yeah, I didn't realize you needed to do that and then go through whatever
I went straight
happens
to the
right
guy.
after there.
But what I was talking about was
So let me give a little. It's a little bit of a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear this, you should probably kind of tune out for the next like 5 minutes.
You're through this part.
You're through this part.
Okay, never mind.
So the Divine Beast elephant, Ruto.
Yeah, Ruto.
The first part before you actually board it and go through the dungeon part is you're swimming around it on the back of one of the Zora, the prince to be exact. Sidon?
Yeah.
Is it
Sidon.
pronounced Sidon?
Yep. I say it's Sidon.
Okay. And he attacks you by creating big ice blocks and shooting them at you or putting them in the water behind you to roll up.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me take over here. So basically what you're supposed to do is you just knock them back with your sword or with a spear. A spear is actually easier to use. I didn't know this when I first started playing it. So I was hitting them with arrows.
I did the same thing.
With the shock arrows.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I get down to it. I have 2 more of the things to hit. And I have 2 more shock arrows. And I get the gigantic wall of the ice blocks.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh God. I don't have enough for this. So I started just like trying to dodge them.
Uh-huh.
And I had a spear at the time. And that's when I realized that you could do it. So this entire time I was using the one resource I had to take this guy on. Just completely used it up trying to get to him.
Yeah, I quickly learned you can use other weapons against those blocks.
Yeah.
So,
what we are learning here is some people learn it quicker than others.
I actually found a little fun thing. So since I had the upgraded bombs before this and everything, the ones that were in the water, I would just, if you use your bomb while you're on the back, it would just drop a bomb right in the water. And then I would wait for it and I'd just blow the bomb up. So I wouldn't have to use a weapon. And it would, for the ones in the water, at least. You can't do that for the cubes that fly at you. But that was how I got through that part.
Ooh, that's smart. I wish I had thought of that.
It was actually kind of an accident. I wanted to know if I could throw the bombs at them, but I hit it and immediately dropped in the water. And at first I didn't think anything of it because I wasn't at the part where...
yeah, and then it becomes like a mine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you just wait till it's out and then you blow it up.
Yeah. No, I got this cool thing here. So this guy, Nick Wingfield, who is this? He's a reporter for the New York Times. He did an interview with Reggie Fils-Aimé. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for the Switch in particular, is the best-selling standalone launch title in Nintendo history. It beat Super Mario 64.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
It's insane.
I think it was you who told me that it was in like the top 0.1% of games like reviewed or whatever.
Oh, yeah. It has received a nearly perfect score on Metacritic.
Yeah.
I think it's like 99.8.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
It's
look
pretty
it up.
high.
Yeah. I remember, I think it was Griffin who told me it was just like, yeah, it's like basically,
It's basically perfect.
yeah. There's.
Almost. I can think of a few gripes I have with it, but
Oh, can you?
Do tell.
okay, maybe less than the few. But one of the things that pops in my head is the slight frame rate issues.
Okay. Yeah. There are times that the frame rate does go down a little. It's never been during a really important part for me though. It's just been when I'm running around. So like, yeah, it's a little annoying, but at least it hasn't like seriously affected me actually
Yeah.
playing the game. So
Okay, here we
well,
go. It has a 98 on Metacritic
Okay.
across 77 critics. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
wow.
Let's see this. So just for some backup, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time got a 99. Skyward Sword got a 93. Oh, that's amazing. Link Between Worlds got a 91. What else have we got? Twilight Princess on Wii U got an 86. I think that's the lowest one. Wind Waker HD 90.
I don't think 86 is the lowest.
no.
There were those really, really
Triforce Heroes is
weird
the lowest so far.
cartoonish ones.
Triforce Heroes got a 73.
Ooh.
No, but Twilight Princess, the original, got a 95. Wind Waker originally got a 96. Majora, 95. Link to the Past, 95. So it's Minish Cap, 89. Oh, man. Let's see. So, yeah, I mean, it's doing really well as far as Zelda games are concerned. What else have we got here? Nintendo Switch has been selling a lot lately. For the first 2 days are kind of the big days for selling a console. And that was the biggest 2 days of any console ever for Nintendo.
I remember I had the Switch and like Monday, because I got it Thursday at midnight for Friday at midnight, whatever. And then I had a Frisbee tournament over the weekend, but I wasn't just going to leave my Switch, so I brought it with me and I
of course.
played it over the weekend in between games and all that. And then I got back to campus
Did your
on
team make
Monday.
any comment on it?
Oh, my team was like crowding me trying to watch.
That's a good team.
And I remember getting back to campus and people were like, "Oh, is that the Switch?" No. Yes, it is. Anyway, and they're like, "Oh, I'm thinking of getting one." And I just remember at one point I said to someone, like, "Good luck finding one."
That is kind of true.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. You could probably get them now. There's
mean,
probably some
I was
extra.
at Fred Meyer's over the last weekend, and they had a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? They got more?
Yeah, they
Okay.
were full. I think they had sold like one or two in the back.
Well, that's
in
good.
there. But yeah, they had enough to sell to people.
Okay. Well, I went there on launch day and there was like only a few accessories.
Well, yeah, but it's launch day.
Well, yeah,
They
you're
only
right.
got. Well, I think someone at GameStop was talking about that. The midnight release was talking about that. Fred Meyer's had gotten about 50.
Fred Meyer and Walmart and all those guys, they're normally pretty good about the stock. Like, I don't know what it is with GameStop though. But like GameStop just seems to get less stock than them, which does not make sense because GameStop is exclusively about the games.
I also think it has to do with like storage space.
Well, yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously GameStop is a lot smaller than Fred Meyer. Mm-hmm. So it's probably about like GameStop probably couldn't store
As many as Fred
50
Meyer.
extra copies of the Switch along with everything else they have.
I mean, they'd go pretty quickly.
Yeah, they probably would have. I think they had. What was it? I was talking with Cody, the manager of the GameStop, and he said they had 8 extra
Jeez.
on launch night.
That's
And
insane.
they only had 8 extra Switches that weren't like pre-ordered.
How many did he tell you how many that had pre-ordered?
I didn't ask how many were pre-ordered. I know that the GameStop had set a limit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you can only store so many.
Yeah, I know that they had set a limit because our friend Emmy works at GameStop, and she had told me the last day that they were taking pre-orders that like, hey, we only have this many pre-order slots left.
If you want to, now's the time.
Yeah. So I went to GameStop 6 minutes before it closed and pre-ordered my Switch on the last day that they were doing it in the last slot they had.
That's good.
And then I was the third person to get my
You know what?
Switch.
You get this.
Nice.
This is what you get. Let me just find it quickly. Dude.
Speaking of the Wow, thanks.
Wait,
Speaking
here's the one I want to show you.
it was an
I
applause
give him
sound
a round of
effect.
applause.
Oh, okay.
I have a bunch of
Soundboard?
different sound effects I can use.
Speaking the pre-ordered ones was there were only 8. There were people who had been waiting since 7 a.m. outside the store. Wow. Why is it weird at the end?
What? It's Mario.
No, but at the end it doesn't go. Dun-dun-dun, it went. It didn't do the da 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 at the end.
It did.
I literally hear nothing.
Wait, play it for David.
Okay, we're just gonna.
It goes
You really-
da 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 at the end.
Yeah, that's what it's always been.
I thought it went da 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 da.
Sorry, we were talking about that earlier today. I
Wait,
just
did
felt
you
like
not? Oh, David can't even hear.
Okay, I think it's with your headphones or something. Probably. Here, ramble about Zelda for a second.
Oh, geez, on the spot.
This entire show is about that.
Yeah, and we've talked about it for 47 minutes.
It's not that hard to talk about, though.
That's fine. Cooking's fun. I like that
Cooking
you
is
can
really
get
fun.
you can get
Yeah.
like different effects and buffs and all
We
that.
haven't even talked about that yet.
Like you can get like heat resistance or cold resistance, and it helps because early game you don't have gear that gives that to you.
Yeah, no, I have gotten like oddly good at cooking in this game. Like most of the stuff I'm making is 10 hearts or 12 hearts, give or take, with some random stat boost. But like I'm literally just throwing some peppers and some meat into a thing.
It's really great how simple they kind of made the system, so it like makes you actually want to try to experiment.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
you can keep the recipes that you make.
Yeah.
I also like that there's no wrong combination of
Yeah,
ingredients.
you just get like the really gross food
Yep.
if you throw in the bad combination.
but no matter what you throw in, you will get a dish out, and that's kind of nice. That way, you're not wasting ingredients experimenting. You can just be like, "What happens if I throw a mushroom in with a fish and a pepper and a stack of meat and an apple or something?" And it's
You
just
get something meat related.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the gripes I have with that is that like if you put in like say you throw in 4 peppers and a thing of meat, you're gonna get a thing based on the peppers, not the meat. And like it's a little thing in there that really it shouldn't bug me, but I wish that like it incorporated the meat into it too. It's not just a bunch of peppers on a stick. Just a little thing though.
jalapeno on a stick. Do you get the reference? Is that what the sigh is? No? Okay.
Leave.
All right. Bye, everybody.
You've been muted. Okay, David, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I've muted his mic now.
How's it going?
No, I'm kidding. You're still on. You're still on.
Oh, you could share a mic. Like,
No, we are not sharing mics again. For those of you that don't know, the first few episodes of this term, I had 4 guests on at each time. So
With
Tyler-
3 mics. So
Tyler was
I
here,
ended up
Roman, he always
sharing a
had to share
mic
them.
every single time I was
With
on the show.
Nick.
This is the first time I haven't shared a mic.
Yeah, fun fact, guys. This is the first episode all term that Nick has not been on my show.
Really?
Yeah, Nick has been on my show
Interesting.
almost every term. I mean, almost every episode this term.
every term.
Almost every
term.
episode. You know what? It's been a long week.
It's understandable.
The week's almost over. We only have 10 more minutes.
But we
on
have
this
nice
show.
weather today.
We do
Yeah.
have nice weather, which is not
You know,
normal.
it was 60 degrees when I left to come here earlier, and I was like surprised and like just kind of like appalled because like, you know, Oregon, decide.
Oh, wait, guys, I have something funny. You ready for this? We have Never mind, I messed it up. I pressed the wrong things. Let's try that again. I kind of just totally screwed that up. All right, we have the... You know what? I just give up. Okay? I'm sucking at my job right now. I was trying to play the chest music. I was going to say da 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 da. We have nice weather. Yay. I fail at my job. I'm just running out of funny ideas to do. Like, normally I'm good at this, but it's been a pretty long week for me.
Keep talking about Zelda.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I have you on.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
I forgot
That's
to turn you
okay.
back on.
We forgive you.
Don't forgive me.
You can always talk about Zelda.
I'm a shameful human being. Don't you dare forgive me. No, but seriously, let's talk more about Zelda.
I like the little throwbacks they do in the game to like all the other like past titles. I see a lot of Ocarina of Time in it, but I have seen like little throwbacks.
Well, the world is definitely Ocarina of Time.
Is it?
It's got to be Temple of Time, the Death Mountain, Gerudo Valley.
I'll come up with a decision on that once I beat the game, but I don't know at this point.
Just an idea. I think it is.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense.
It would make sense with all the different buildings like the Temple of Time and stuff. There's also like, but there's like Koroks and stuff.
That's true.
So it kind of confuses things.
I wonder if they've said anything about where this is in the Zelda timeline.
I don't think they have officially, but like tons of people are speculating.
Let's see what Reddit has to say.
So far, what's your favorite part of?
Oh, hold up. What's happening? Something's happening. I think Emmy's just started listening to us.
Yeah,
Hi,
Emmy is. Hi, Emmy.
No, yeah, let's see what Reddit has to say.
There's an article on...
I remember someone saying that like it throws the whole timeline into whack because it doesn't fit anywhere.
Yeah, I heard something like that. I saw an article on like
And now it's 100
Kotaku.
years in the future.
It's...
What?
Did you get something? No.
Emmy
yeah,
just
Emmy
said
is...
hi. Okay, yeah, talk immediately when you Google Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in the timeline. Immediately comes up. Breath of the Wild doesn't fit anywhere on the Zelda timeline.
I knew it.
I didn't read it because it said spoilers, so I didn't want to risk it.
Well, it's just a headline. Oh, here's something funny. Unlucky Zelda Breath of the Wild player gets Blood Moon during final boss fight. Ooh. That's terrible.
Don't know.
We should talk about that. The Blood Moon mechanic is
Yeah,
a
I've only had
really
it once.
well implemented way.
It is super clever how they
It
did
is
that. Yep.
It is really clever how they did it, and it's like it makes sense in the game, and it also serves a key function.
Yep.
Oh,
but
I
it
was ter-
doesn't feel forced upon you.
Whenever I got a Blood Moon, and I've only gotten it once or twice, I was terrified. Like, I got a Blood Moon on my way into Kakariko Village.
Oh, okay.
Like on my way over there,
Uh-huh.
and I had just gone through a field where I had just taken out a bunch of moblins, and I got the Blood Moon.
Surprise!
And, like, it showed, and this was the first time I got it. I didn't know it existed. I get the little cutscene it shows of it happening. It's like, oh god, I need to run, and I just hauled. I just ran.
I really wish you would have beaten Ruto before this show so we could talk more about, the divine beasts and everything going on. Because David knows what happens when you beat one.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't wait to have that discussion with you guys because that's to be a good one. But we do
Ruto
have
hurts.
to.
It hurt me a lot.
Well, I mean, like, isn't it
After-
like?
Oh, yeah. I think
girl
I know
was,
what
like,
you're talking
your lover
about.
or something, like she loved Link or something like that.
That is part of it.
Yeah.
You should already know that part.
Yeah, I know that part.
Okay.
But anyways, that's how we're going to round out the show with a major spoiler about the game. Actually, not that major.
We didn't.
I mean, it's...
We didn't.
Well, no, the fact
spoil.
that like the one girl loves Link. That's kind of a story spoiler. Anyways,
It's
thank
just
you
a
all
bit.
for listening.
Oops.
Oh well. Thank you all for listening, or hey, listening. That was bad. Of course, this is Pop Culture Paradise.
Hey, listen.
Sheesh. Every Tuesday at 2. God, you guys completely threw me off. Pop Culture Paradise every Tuesday. Every Friday. Every
Griffin,
Friday,
it's
at 2 p.m. I'm falling apart.
Every Friday, 2 p.m. right here, KBVR Corvallis 88.7 FM.
Thank you, Tyler. Guys, anything to plug before we leave?
Hi, Emmy. We love you. We love you too, because you said you loved us, and we love you.
Hi, Emmy.
Anything? You guys have nothing else to plug?
I mean, Zelda's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play Legend of Zelda. Also follow Split Screen.
Yeah, follow at OSU Split Screen and follow the Challenger as well.
Yes.
Check out the KBVR TV YouTube page for the finales of both. Both really awesome episodes. We worked on all of them. Actually, well, David, I did. Did you work Challenger?
I did
know
not
you
get
didn't
to
work
work
Split Screen, so
Challenger
you didn't
this
work
week
either of
because
them. Anyways, thank you all for listening today. Have a wonderful Friday.
Can you play Lost
until
Woods?
Then, yeah, play a lot of Zelda and keep on keeping on.
no. Play Lost Wood.
Bye.
Don't do it.
Hold up. We're still on air, guys. Something's happening. Ramble. Talk. Oh, speak.
I guess we're not done.
Yeah,
David was just
it's
bringing
not.
up to me that he likes the theme that plays when you're in the a certain part of the game. Great. I can't actually talk about it without giving
You can. It's been in the trailers.
Okay.
You see a glimpse of it in the trailers.
Okay. The Kuroko Forest, which is a pretty important place, but David, what about the theme did you like? Like, is it just...
I can't even play it in my head right now. I just know whenever I hear it, I'm just like...
You're just like, this is rewarding. I know...
I love this theme. It's so good.
I actually want to point out real quickly that I found the Master Sword by accident.
I kind of found it by accident too.
I found the place where it is. I think later, like as you fight the divine beast, you get clues about where it is from elders,
Okay.
from the elders of the village, because they always talk about, sword that seals the darkness, and I'm sure that would start the quest. But I had actually already found. I'd actually already found the sword, so.
Yeah, I just randomly wandered into that area at one point, and I was like, "Oh, this area is kind of cool. I want to go further in and see what's."
Okay,
in
now
there.
now we actually are leaving because I think I fixed the problem that I was having.
You think?
Hopefully. See you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.